Well, I think potato is the best vegetable.
You are absolutely right, Your Majesty. Potatoes are certainly the best. Oh yes, potatoes can be cooked and had in so many different ways. One can have them for lunch or for dinner. They are certainly the best vegetables.
I don't know a single soul who doesn't like potatoes. They are everyone's favorite vegetable. I can never get tired of eating them. Birbal, as usual, you are quiet. Don't you agree with us?
My apologies, Your Majesty. I do agree that potato is a very tasty vegetable.
Oh, so you do agree that potatoes are very tasty. But you don't think that potatoes are the best in vegetables, do you?
Your Majesty, I agree potatoes are tasty, but one can certainly get sick of eating potatoes.
There you go, contradicting my opinion once again. Why do you have to do this all the time? Everyone here agrees with me, but for you alone.
Your Majesty,
Your Majesty, all of us are of the opinion that what you are saying is absolutely right. You could never get tired of potatoes. Birbal, as usual, is just trying to be different.
Yes. Birbal, sometimes I really wonder, why do you have to do like this?
Your Majesty, I'm extremely sorry to have offended you. But I definitely do feel like all of God's creations, potatoes too are a very good gift for us. But one can't live on potatoes. There are many such wondrous marvels and delicacies that have been created for us.
God created? You speak as if your God himself came down and created all these marvels? Well, probably he did, just like your numerous gods coming down to earth for the most trivial of tasks. And I really don't understand, how come you have so many gods?
Your Majesty, I can't tell you which of our God created potato. But the answer to your second question is, in Hinduism we almost worship all of nature's creations as an equivalent to God, and hence so many gods, so to speak.
That's not the complete answer to my question. But there's also something else in your mythological tales that seems foolish to me. Why do your gods themselves come down from the heavens to help common mortals? Why don't they send someone else? After all, they are gods, aren't they?
Your Majesty, I don't have an answer to this question of yours right now. But do give me a couple of days and I shall answer your question, Your Majesty.
Birbal, I don't think you can come up with any satisfactory answer to this question, just as you haven't convinced us that potatoes are not the king of vegetables. But you can try, and I shall eagerly await your response to this query. Birbal, how do you like this food today?
Oh yes, Your Majesty. The food is delicious.
Guard, get the cook in here right now.
What's the matter, Your Majesty?
Nothing.
Your Majesty,
What have you made for dinner?
is there something wrong with any of the dishes, Your Majesty?
You tell me what's wrong. Why don't you describe the dishes you have cooked?
Well, as a starter, Your Majesty, I have made pickled potatoes. This dish is called dum aloo. That is stuffed potato with red potato gravy with fried potato chips for accompaniment. Then we have potato salad with sweet potato for dessert, Your Majesty.
Well,
Well, Your Majesty, I have tasted each of the dishes myself. They are all perfect, Your Majesty.
yes, they are perfect. But why are they all potato dishes? Why isn't there any chicken or mutton on the table? Am I to eat only potatoes?
Your Majesty, I was told you love potatoes very much and like them in any and every form. Hence, I cooked such a variety of potato dishes for you, Your Majesty.
Yes, I like potatoes. But that doesn't mean that I should eat just potatoes. I am feeling sick just looking at all these potato dishes. Who asked you to cook only potato dishes?
I did, Your Majesty.
Birbal, are you out of your mind? Why would you do that?
I apologize, Your Majesty, but earlier today you were discussing the merits of the potato. And you said you could have potatoes anytime and every time in whatever form they are cooked.
All right, Birbal, I get your point. One can't just survive eating potatoes all the time. All right, enough punishment for me today for arguing with Birbal. May I please have something other than potato on the table now?
Certainly, Your Majesty, right away.
Birbal, don't be too pleased with yourself. You still haven't answered my question about your gods as yet.
Your Majesty, I haven't forgotten your question. You shall have your answer in a day or two.
Oh, you sound so sure of yourself. But I don't think you can come up with any convincing answer and satisfy me. That's good. It's so pleasant to be outside. Even the Queen and my son are enjoying the outdoors today.
Yes, Your Majesty. You're certainly right. It's quite cold in the evenings though. And the water's nearly freezing even in the day. I think the winter is coming early this year.
Birbal, what is that maid doing? Why is she walking so close to the edge of the water?
The prince!
You stupid woman! My son! My prince! My son!
Oh, my baby! My baby! Someone save him! Oh, please let him be alright.
My son! Oh, my prince!
Give him to me. My baby. My poor son. Oh, what happened? I hope nothing's wrong. Oh, my... Oh, what's this?
What does this mean?
Your Majesty, allow me to explain.
You were behind this cruel joke?
1,000 apologies, Your Majesty, but the prince is just fine.
Birbal, you better have a very good explanation for this cruel joke, or I shall banish you from my kingdom.
Your Majesty, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. I apologize again for the anguish I have caused to you and the Queen.
Well, if it wasn't meant as a joke, then what was your purpose behind all this?
Your Majesty, would you answer one question for me and then I shall explain all to you?
You want to question me? All right. But you are really trying my patience now. Go ahead.
Your Majesty, when you saw the baby fall into the water, why didn't you wait for the several guards or the maids or even one of us to first jump into the water and save the prince from drowning? Why did you, the emperor himself, jump in first?
What sort of question is this? Would any parent wait around and watch while his child's life is in peril? Would any parent rely on someone else to save their child?
Exactly, Your Majesty. You have said it so well. No parent would wait and watch while his child's life is in danger. And we are all God's children. Every time one of us is in real danger, we call out to him. He doesn't wait around to see if there is any servant to do the job. He himself comes down immediately to save us.
Birbal, you certainly have given the most convincing answer to my question. And you have made me answer my own question. Bravo. But you shall not get away without punishment for putting the Queen and me through this anguish. You have to take care of the prince for one whole day for playing this joke on us.
That is not a punishment, Your Majesty. It would be my pleasure. Thank you for the honor.